Hi guys, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and today I'm going to solve a classic Sudoku created by Tim Swenson. Apparently this is the author's first attempt at a classic Sudoku, or rather the first classic Sudoku that he has created, and the author has cautioned that it is difficult. So we may be in for the long run here. This Sudoku has been taken from the Discord server of CTC, and the link to solve it is given in the description of the video. So please do give it a try before watching the video. And since this is a live solve, I do not have any idea how much time it is going to take for me to complete this difficult Sudoku. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and more importantly, if you're enjoying the content that we're producing, please subscribe to the channel. As per the analytics of YouTube, more than 50% of our viewers are watching without subscribing to the channel. So we'd really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button below. The only way that you can show us that you're enjoying the content that we produce is by subscribing to the channel. So please hit the subscribe button below now. And let us start the Sudoku now. Rules are simple. Classic rule standard. Each row, each column and 3 by 3 box in the grid will have digits from 1 to 9 without any repetitions. So having said that, we'll start this Sudoku now by Tim Swenson. Okay, so as usual, we'll start with the normal stuff. 2 is in row 3, 2 is in column 5, and that gives me 2 in one of these two cells, and which means that 2 in column 6 goes in one of these two cells. Okay, 2 in box 4, this is box 4. It cannot be in column 2 and it cannot be in row 5, which means that 2 has only 2 cells left, these two cells. Okay, in box 7 there are 3 cells, so I'm not going to notate that. Okay, there are no more boxes which have only 2 possibilities of the digit 2. So let us focus on a different digit now. Okay, 7 is in row 4 and row 6. So 7 goes into one of these cells, but a 7 in column 6 gives me a 7 immediately in this cell, right? And that gives me a 7 in these two cells. So let me look at 7s now. 7 cannot be in column 3, 7 cannot be in row 1. So that gives 7 in one of these two cells. And I don't think I can mark 7s into two cells in any of the boxes. So for example, if you take this box, all these 4 cells can take a 7, and if you look at this box, again 4 cells can take a 7. So we'll look at some other digit. Okay, 6 is in row 7, row 9, so that gives 6 in one of these two cells, which means that I can place my 6 here. Okay, so the Sudoku has not been devilishly hard so far. The start is like really pleasant and we are able to get the digits, but probably it will become more stickier towards the middle. Okay, 6 is not in column 5, so 6 is in one of these two cells. 6 is not in column 3 and 6 is not in row 1. And the reason that I'm saying that with added enthusiasm is that we have got a hidden pair of 6, 7 in box 1. That's beautiful, right? So 6, 7 in box 1 can only go into these cells. So I can replace the corner pencil marks with center candidate. So we have locked a pair. And there are no more boxes where 6 can be restricted to only 2 cells. So okay, so if I look at this box, I have 2, 3, 6, 7 and 9. Remaining candidates are 1, 4, 5, 8. One cannot be in column 1, one cannot be in column 2, and one cannot be in row 2. So that gives me 1 here. And now this cell must be 4 and 5, because 4, 5, 8 are the left out candidates, and 4 cannot be in column 1. So this must be 5, 8, and this must be a 4, 5 and 8. Okay. Okay, 3 cannot be in row 4 and 3 cannot be in column 1. So that allows me to mark a pointing pair of 3's here, and which means that the 3 in column 3 goes into these two cells, but 3 cannot be in this cell. So that gives me a 3 here, which means that in this box 3 must go into these two cells, right? Because 3 is here, so 3 must go into these two cells. Three cannot be in column 8 and 3 cannot be in row 2, so that gives me 3 in one of these two cells. So far, if you notice my approach, with the exception of this box, I've only been trying to restrict any candidate into two cells. That has been my basic approach so far. To take this box, take this box, take this box. So I'm just doing one thing, restricting a candidate to two cells. So one is in row 2 and one is in row 3. So that gives one in one of these two cells. And one cannot be in row 4, which means that one must be in one of these two cells. One cannot be in row 7, one cannot be in column 8. So one goes in one of these two cells. So very soon we might need to shift to our style of writing candidates into these cells, because at some point these kind of markings are going to dry up. You may not always get only two possible candidates, two possible cells for each of the digits. Okay, 2 is not in row 7, 2 is not in column 2, so that gives me 2 in one of these two cells. Okay, so I might need to shift my strategy here of writing candidates into cells now. Okay, I'll start with this column. I have 3, 6, 7, 8 and 1 and 9. So remaining candidates are 2, 4 and 5. 4 cannot go here, so that's 2 and 5, and that must be 2, 4, 5. So this column may help us in the solve later on. We just need to remember that 4 is in one of these two cells and 2 is in one of these two cells. Just a mental note. It will maybe potentially combine later on, not sure. Okay, I didn't expect that. We are actually getting a digit here. So 8 is in one of these two cells and 8 is in row 2, which means 8 goes in one of these two cells, but 8 is here, right? So that gives me an 8 here. In fact, two digits. So that gives me an 8 here. 8 in column 7 has only one cell left, so it goes here. And that gives me 8 in one of these two cells. 8 in box 7 has two cells left, so it goes to these two cells. And this box has 4 cells for the 8. Okay, so let us not worry about it for now. Okay, let me look at this column. Seems interesting. 2, 6, 8, 4 and 7. Remaining digits must be 1, 3, 5 and 9. So this must be 1, 5, 9. This must be 1, 3, 5. And this cannot be 1 and 3. So they must this must be 5 and 9. And this must be 3 and 5. Right? Okay, so if I look at this box, I have 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 and 9. So this can only be 1 or 6. So I'll just write the center candidates into that cell. And these two cells cannot be 1, 3, cannot be 2, 4 and 5, 7. So they must be 6, 8, 9. And 6 is ruled out from this cell. So that's 8 and 9. Okay. So I have, okay, that's fine. I'm just getting a call, guys. Just a second. Ah, beautiful, guys. That's absolutely beautiful. Look at column 8. So I was just staring at this vacant space for a bit when I noticed that 7 and 9 cannot be in these two cells. I'm sorry, these three cells. And now you have exactly 3 cells for writing 7 and 9, and you'll immediately notice that 7 9 cannot be in this cell, right? So which means that I can lock a 7 9 pair in column 8. That's beautiful. So 7 9 goes here, really nice. And which means that's a 9, that's not a 9, that's 1 and 5. So 2 3 6 8 7 and 9, which means that these two cells must be 1 4 5. 4 is not here and 4 is not here, which means this has to be a 4, and that becomes my 1 5. That's fine. So far progress has been good, I would say. Awesome guys, such awesome. When you notice these kind of pairs, long range pairs, this is really good to see. So I have 7 8 9 here and 1 and 3 in column 8, which means that 1 3 must go into these cells, right? The highlighted cells. And but 1 and 3 also cannot be in row 4, which means that I can lock a pair again. Just like I marked a pair here, you're getting a beautiful hidden pair, not so easy to see. So which means this is not what am I doing here? This is not a 5, and that is not this is a 1 and 3. Okay, so 1 3 pair, and now I have 1 3 1 3 1 5 and 3 5. So I can place the 9 in this cell, so that becomes a 9. So 7 8 9 and 1 and 3. Our remaining digits are 2 4 5 and 6. So 4 and 6 cannot go here, so that's a 2 and 5. And you have 4 5 in row 6, so this is 2 6. 2 is here, so that's 4 5 6, and this would be 2 4 5 6. So it's okay if you don't write 4 candidates inside cells. So I have 1 4 8 9 and 6 and 7. So this must be 2 3 5, right? Let me write that. 7 goes in one of these two cells, a corner pencil mark. So far I'm just absolutely loving the solve path, guys. Really fun, starting with the 7 9 pair that we spotted in column 8 and the 1 3 pair, just so enjoyable. Okay, let me look at row 5 now. 2 7 8 9. The remaining candidates are 1 3 4 5 and 6. So if I look at column 1, I can't have 1 3 4 here, so this is a 5 and a 6. Let me have that. So already lots of juicy buy value candidates inside the cells. So potentially they might help us. So many buy value candidates, guys. Awesome. Okay, so I have 2 3 4 here, 5 7 here, and 6 and 8 are ruled out. So this cell can only be 1 or 9, right? Can't be anything. Again a buy value candidates. Am I seeing something here? Six in column 6 is in one of these two cells. I'm not saying to deduce something there. I'm just, telling my thoughts out loud there. 6 is in one of these two cells, and 6 is in one of these three cells. Does that give me something? Yes, actually I could eliminate the 6 from here, right? That is a finned X-wing. That's beautiful. So I'm going to explain what is a finned X-wing. So if you for a moment assume that this cell, so before that, in column 1, if you look at these cells are the only cells which can take a 6, and in column 6, if you look, these cells are the only cells which can take a 6. So if for a moment you assume that this is not a 6, we have a proper X-wing pattern, right? And X-wing is nothing but you restrict the possibility of a digit into exactly 2 rows and same 2 columns. So we would have got an X-wing, in which case we could have eliminated 6 from all these cells, right? Sorry guys, I highlighted one more additional cell. Sometimes these things can be really irritating when you want to explain so earnestly, but these are just okay. So if this were an X-wing, you would have eliminated 6 from all these cells, but in this case you have an additional cell which is acting as a fin. So you can use the X-wing logic here also, but your reach will be limited, right? So you can eliminate only one cell in this case as not being a 6. And which is that cell? I'm going to tell you shortly. And that cell is this one. And how am I saying this cell particularly? Because you can eliminate the only cell which shares the same unit as the fin. So we would have eliminated all these cells if it were a proper X-wing pattern. But because there is an extra cell which is called a fin, which can also take a 6, you can eliminate this cell which shares the same unit as the fin. Same unit is a box here, right? This is the same unit. Box 4 is sharing the same unit as the fin. So you can eliminate only this cell. You can quickly see why 6 cannot go here. So if 6 goes here, 6 for column 1 goes here, and you will see that in column 6 we have eliminated both the cells as not being a 6. Superb logic, right? So I can remove the 6 from the green cell. So it cannot be 1, it cannot be 2, 7, 8, 9, it cannot be 6. So this would be a 3, 4, 5. And is that giving me something? Unfortunately nothing. So such a lengthy explanation, but it didn't give me anything here. So 7 is in one of these two cells because I'm noticing a huge space here which cannot take a 7. So 7 goes in one of these cells. I suspect that these bi-value candidates are already giving us some information about these Sudoku guys. I'm not sure though. I have 1 3 here, 1 5 here. Do I have a 3 5 somewhere? I have a 3 5 here. But I cannot combine that into a meaningful pattern. Wow. Oh, this is awesome, guys. Superb logic. Beautiful logic. I absolutely love this logic, guys. Gorgeous piece of logic. So this is called an XY chain. So the thing I'm going to show you is an XY chain. So an XY chain is basically formed out of bi-value candidates, and it need not be restricted to actually 4 cells. It can even restrict to 7, 8 or more than 7, 8 cells also. So in this case, you will see that we have an XY chain. And how do I say that this is an XY chain? Because there are few characteristics that you can essentially see in an XY chain. So all these cells which form part of the XY chain will have bi-value candidates, and they will be forming combination of some digits out of the candidates which are into play. So if you look at these 4 cells, all these 4 cells taken together contain only 1 3 5 and 6, right? 3 5 1 3 1 6 and 5 6. So the different digits in play here are 1 3 5 and 6. So and all these cells here are forming bi-value candidates which are permutations of the 4 digits that are there. So when you have such a pattern, you can immediately start thinking in your mind that there is something there, and you can get that it is an XY chain. So the logic states here that when you have such a pattern, right, I can surely say that, yeah, 5 must be in one of these cells. These are the ends of the XY chain, right? So let's see what happens if one of these cells don't contain a 5. The 5 is the common candidate here, and when you have an XY chain, you can confidently say that 5 must be, or the common candidate between the ends of the chain must be at least present once in those cells. Because if this is a 3 and this is a 6, let us assume that 5 is not in these cells. So which means that you get a 1 here, and now this becomes a 3 and we have a clash of 3s. So this is the magic of XY chain, guys. What a fantastic logic, right? I can't believe that this is the first Sudoku of the author. Really. So which means we can be certain 5 is here. And why is this important? Because if one of these cells is a 5, then this cell cannot be a 5. And that is giving us an 8 here. Awesome, guys. This is awesome, really. Superb. So this is not a 5, though. That becomes 8, because if this is 5, 5 is removed from both of these cells and we reach a contradiction here. So that's an 8. I really hope that gives us a flurry of digits. So 8 is in column 1, column 3, and 8 is in row 9. So that gives an 8 here. Superb, guys. Fantastic. And 8 is in row 8, row 9. So 8 goes in one of these 3 cells. 8 cannot be here. So that gives 8 in one of these 2 cells. And we already have 3 in one of these 2 cells, which means we have a 3-8 pair. Superb. One of the best classics I've seen, guys. Awesome. So 3-8 goes here. So that's not a 7. 7 gets pushed here now. 7 cannot be in column 4 and 6. So 7 goes here. And 4 cannot be in column 6. 4 cannot be in row 8. So 4 goes here. 4 is in column 4 and 6. 4 is not in row 3. So 4 goes in one of these 2 cells. So if I look at row 7, I have 1, 3, 6, 8 and 2 and 4. So I can write in the remaining candidates. This must be 5 and 9 because of the 7, and this must be 5, 7 and 9. Okay, so I have 1, 6, 8 here and 3 and 4 here and a 2 in column 2. So this must be 5, 7, 9. Is there more twist in the tail? Okay, 2, 3, 5, 7 are the remaining candidates. 2 cannot be here. So that's a 3, 5 and 7. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 4 and 5. So this must be 1, 2 and 3. Two is in one of these cells. I'm sorry, in column 3, 2 is in one of these cells. And 2 is in one of these 2 cells in column 9. Not much there. Okay, so let me write some candidates here because it's just bothering my eye that so much cells are vacant without anything. So 1, 2, 4, 8 and 7. So they must be 3, 5, 6, 9. And you have a 3 here, so that's not a 3. You have a 6 here, so that's not a 6. And you have a 5 here, so that's not a 5. Okay. Now a little better. Oh, I was hoping that this Sudoku will be over fast after finding this XY chain, but there seems to be something more sticking together. Okay, I'll just remove the highlighted cells from here, guys. Seven in column 2 goes into one of these two cells. Okay, 4, 7, 8, 3 and 6. So remaining candidates are 1, 2, 5, 9. So this is not a 5, so that's not that's a 1, 2, 9. Okay, 5 is in one of these cells, right? Because if you look at box 8, 5 has to go in one of these cells, and that removes my 5 from here. So that's 6 and 9. Oh, that is good. That is really good. Superb. So look at these cells, guys. You have an XY wing. You have a 1 9, you have a 1 6, and you have a 6 9. So basically, when you have such a pattern, out of which you have totally 3 candidates, and all the 3 cells which are in picture here form some permutation out of those 3 cells, out of those 3 candidates. So one cell acts as the hinge cell, which is common to both the cells. These two cells are the wing cells, right? So when you have such a situation, you can eliminate 9 from the cells which see both of those cells. So in this case, 9 can be eliminated from all these green cells, because if any of these cells take a 9, then this cell becomes a 6, that becomes a 1, and now you'll notice that this cannot be a 1 or a 6. So which means that we have an XY wing here right before us. So 9 can be eliminated from this cell, because rows 1 and 2 already have 9, so this would not be a 9. So that's a 3 5. I really hope for more, guys. Come on, not just a single elimination of a digit. Okay, I could remove the 3 from here. That was an oversight on my part, because 3 can't be here. There seems to be really something going on here, guys. I'm unable to explain what is the thing, but so many bi-value candidates are there. There is surely something in the grid. It's not easy to see. Wow, this is really teasing. Ah, I think it's right before my eyes, but I'm unable to see. Okay, 1 4 8 9 and 6, so this must be 2 3 5 7, and 3 is removed, so this is a 2 5 7. Okay, 3 is in one of these two cells. Does it have to do with the 5s? Tough, guys. This is tough. If I manage to get one more digit, I think I surely there would be curtains on the Sudoku. What is that one digit? Elusive. Ah, that's a simple miss, guys. So if I look at row 8, 9 has only these two cells, right? 9 cannot be in this cell because of the 9 here, and 9 cannot be in this cell because of the 9 here. So 9 goes in one of these two cells. So which means that this cell is not a 9 by box reduction. Superb. So that's not a 9. So that is a 5. Not wasn't easy to see. So that becomes 7 9 now, right? So I have a 7 9 pair here. And I can write in the candidates here. So they must be 1 2 9. Let me remove. Okay, this is not a 2, right? Because you have 2 in one of these two cells, so this cannot be a 2, so this is 1 and 9. Okay, that one more digit actually didn't help us at all. It's just a stubborn Sudoku, guys. Such a stubborn Sudoku, refusing to budge. There seems to be something going on with the fives, guys. Look at the fives. Is there something I'm not seeing in the grid? All these fives are just really seem to be interesting, right? Can we eliminate fives from any of these cells? Hard to say. It's really hard to say. Just matter of either you getting it or not getting, not seeing it. Tough one, guys. Tough one. 1 3 1 6 1 9. Okay, I already saw this vibing, right? 1 6 and 9. Oh no. I apologize for this, guys. At this point, the Sudoku is really hard. I'm not able to see anything here. So 1 3 8 and 9. So 2 6 and 7. So this must be 4 and 5. 1 3 8 9 and 2 6 and 7. So this has to be 4 5. Okay, I have a 4 5 pair now. And that eliminates the 5 from here, so this becomes 2 7. This would be 2 and 6 because you have 1 3 8 9 and a 4 5. pair, so and this cannot be 7, so this has to be 2 and 6. Surely there must be something at least now in the Sudoku. Okay, if I look at this cell, it cannot be 1, 3, 4, 8 and 5 and 7. So this would be 2, 6, 9. The amount of bi-value candidates is just mind-boggling, guys. You can go along any path and do I really need to do simple coloring maybe with the 5s? There's so many 5s in the grid. Okay, let me write some more candidates. 1, 7, 8 and 2 is not going here, and you have 4, 5 here. Okay, so this must be 3, 6 and 9. Okay, so I'm able to eliminate one more digit here. So 1 in row 5 can only go into these, 1 in row 5 can only go into these two cells, and 1 in row 9 can only go into these two cells. So we are getting an X-wing pattern here. If one goes here, then one goes here, and if one goes here, then one goes here, which means this is not a 1. So that's a 2 and 9. There may be some lengthy chain hidden in the grid, guys, because surely with so many bi-value candidates, there's definitely some chain logic that you can see with bit of intuition. Okay, am I seeing something here? Okay, this is a little bit of advanced logic, guys. I just not able to see anything. There must be something really sharp, but it is beyond me to see here. So what I'm going to show you now is, so imagine what happens if this is a 5. That's a 5. You have a 4, 5 pair here, so that's a 5, and that would be a 5, right? And this becomes a 5, and coupled with this 5 you get a 5 here, and here our line of thought stops. So the first thing we notice that is, if you have a 5 here, you get 5 in all these yellow cells, right? And we stopped with the deduction here. We got the 5 here and we stopped here. And now let's see what happens if this is a 2. So in the first case we got a 5 here, but what happens if this is a 2? So I'm going to mark those cells with maybe green. Okay, so this becomes green. Okay, let's not change the color. So if this is a 2, you get a 9 here, you get a 1 here, and you get a 5 here. So in the second case I'm getting a 5 here. In the first case I got a 5 here, which means that this cannot be a 5, right? A chain, really an advanced chain, one in which I'm not happy to use, but I'm not able to show you guys, and for the length of the video, for the sake of the video becoming too long, I'm going to use this chain. Maybe you guys can point me the perfect continuation at this point, but I'm really happy that I managed to show you guys the XY chain that we used in the solve earlier. So 5 is in one of these two cells, as we just now deduced. I always try to use this chains as a last resort. So 5 is in one of these two cells, so that's not a 5. That becomes a 2 now, which means that's a 7. And that 7 gives a 6 here, which means this is a 7. And that gives a 9 here. And that 9 gives a 7 here, which means this is a 9. So that's a 5 and 7. And 7 now has only one cell left in box 7, so that's a 7. Okay, I have a 6 here, so that is a 2. This is not a 2, so that is 1 and 3. That is not a 7. 3 and 5, 3, 5 pair, so that's a 2. 1, 2, 8, 3, 7, 9. So these must be 4, 5, 6, or rather you have a 2 here, so that's a 6. These must be 4, 5. Sorry. 3, 4, 7, 8, 1, 6, 9. So this must be 2, 5. And 9 is eliminated from here. 6 is eliminated from here, so that's a 2. Which means this would be 5. That has to be a 2. This would be a 9. This would be a 1. That has to be a 2. That will be 5. That's 1. That is 3. That's 1. That's a 3. That's a 5. That is 4. That's 5. That's 4. That has to be 6 for the column, which means this will be 1. This has to be 9. That has to be 8. That's 6. And that 8 results is 3, 8 pair. So 8 and 3, which means this would be 5. 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. So you have a 9 here, so that's a 6. 4, 5, 6, 8, 2, 7. So 1, 3, and 9. So you have 1 here, so that's a 1. And that's 3. That's 9. And for this column, the only remaining digit is 4. 4 goes here, which results this 4, 5 pair. 4, 7, 8, 1, 2, 6. Remaining digits are 3, 5, 9. So which we can fill in very quickly. And with that, we have completed this very hard Sudoku by Tim Swenson. Probably if given more time I would have shown you the logic, but hope you guys enjoyed watching me solve this really hard classic Sudoku. I had great fun being with you guys for this long. Please do hit the subscribe button and let us show your support. Bye bye. See you soon.